As you watch, we are finding that many Midwestern farmers are becoming casualties of the drought. The dry conditions are coming at one of the most critical times during the growing season. Meteorologist Julie Martin takes a look at how and when those impacts could end up costing you.
We did get a 2-inch rain about 10 days ago, and that's really been a lifesaver.
For Indiana farmer Kendall Culp, every drop of rain equals dollars.
I mean, every day it takes more of a toll on the crops, and of course financially that creates a big impact. The leaves roll up, they should be open like this.
The corn on Culp's 1,800-acre farm is dry and stressed at the worst time possible.
You need some cool weather and plenty of moisture during pollination time, and we've got just the opposite right now.
Just over 99% of Indiana is abnormally dry or in some form of drought, and the outlook throughout the Corn Belt isn't good. The latest drought monitor shows hot, bone-dry conditions through mid-July.
It's just sort of one of these, terrible alignment of the stars. It's all coming together at the wrong time.
Purdue University agronomist Bob Nielsen says there's little farmers can do to protect the state's 6 million acres of corn and 5 million acres of soybeans. Irrigation isn't practical for most.
We're talking billions of dollars of income.
It's not just our corn on the cob at stake. Most of the corn affected feeds livestock, so our beef prices could spike.
It's not an immediate effect. It's something you start to see anywhere from 6 months to 18 months down the road.
Corn prices have already soared roughly 20% in the past 2 weeks as Culp walks the fields and waits. I'm meteorologist Julie Martin, the Weather Channel.
Well, the drought is hitting Colorado farmers in a different way. The water is there, but Crystal, the farmers just can't use it.
That's right, Kelly, and that's because of drought-induced water restrictions. And now farmers are making the tough decision to just let part of their crops die in the fields. KUSA's Dave DeLosier has the story.
David Eckert planted roughly 1,500 acres of corn this spring. When his surface water supply ran out 2 weeks ago, he was forced to make a very tough decision. He's walking away from 1/3 of his crop. Roughly 500 acres of corn is being left to die.
It's terrible. I farm with my dad and brother. The meetings that we have, it's almost like planning a funeral.
Because of the drought, farmers like David Eckert are no longer receiving irrigation water from the rivers. And a 2006 ruling by a state water court severely restricts the water he can pump from underground aquifers.
It's difficult when you come out and look during the day and see the condition that the field's in, knowing that there's a solution.
While the pumping restrictions are in place to protect the aquifer and water rights holders downstream, farmers here say the aquifer is so full that farmers like Glenn Fritzler are forced to pump water out of their basements.
This is like starving to death in a grocery store. We had the ability to save a crop. This wouldn't be a reality right now.
But it is their reality, an economic reality that will be felt throughout the community.
An ag dollar turns over 7 times. It's dying at 1 here.
This time of year, there is a lot you can tell about farming in Colorado from what you hear. Dry, brittle, and dying. It is the sound of a big problem. In Weld County, this is Dave DeLosier, 9 News.
Well, a brand new drought monitor will be released first thing tomorrow morning. Here's where we stand right now across the country. As of last week, the moderate drought category went up to 51%. So 51% of the country in a moderate drought right now. You can see all of the red on the map across the Rockies. Wildfires burning in the west. It has been incredibly dry. The increase with that monsoon will help to bring some moisture in. Obviously, that's also going to bring in some thunderstorms. But we do have an increasing drought across parts of the Corn Belt and the upper Midwest, and these are all areas where we're not getting any rain right now. Most of the rain staying way up across northern Minnesota. A threat of severe storms just north of Duluth as that line pushes its way to the east. Damaging winds already bringing down some trees in some areas.